Okay. Okay, so let's start with first of all, I will start with post-processor setup. Okay, so over here I already have the icons of the SolidCAM. I really like to use it. I also recommend you to put it. It's very nice to go in the CAM settings. um, why I'm going to do this is just I would like to change the uh, where is my post processor and where is my machine simulation, and in this case it's just this thing. So I'll just copy this and just I will, for default CNC controller, I'll put it here so I can get the mill turn. Yes, and in machine simulation I will do the same thing. Okay, before I click OK, it's very important to tell you following things. I would recommend to environment show start end program and show last axis to be on. Okay. The show start end program will generate start and end procedure by every machine simulation, which means SolidCAM machine simulation will start from the reference and will end with the reference position. Okay. And show last axis values means you can start machine simulation in the middle of the CAMPart, and he will generate the last position, the position where machine stopped before this operation, selected operation. This is very important. This is a very nice new feature in 2017, so better use it. And for the collision control, make sure that this is set to default will be like this. Put it like this, and also use fixture clamping as on. Now, why is this important? This is important if you have a long bar and you want to take the part, pull it out, make a cut off, and move the part on the back spindle. Now what is happening is that you have the part on the back spindle and bar still left on the main spindle. So this bar, it's very important to be a splitted stock. SolidCAM has the engine inside, which is still not perfect, but we are working on it to make it perfect. Use fixture clamping will do this thing. He will split the stock accordingly. Now you need to be careful. It doesn't work if the bar is very, very long. Why? Because then the volume of that bar is bigger than the part. Okay, still we are working on the volume, but we will change this. We will just allow you to, okay, the split stock will be, how's it called? Will be detected, and then you need to choose the solid. Okay. Okay, so far this is about the settings. Let's start with a project. Now you can start the project as ever. I always do like tool SolidCAM new build turn. This is my way, and I will not use any special thing here. I will just use the standard options of the external. My CAMPart name is just the training pod 2017. Maybe I can say Mazak here. Yes, and I'll click OK. I will keep the metric. Okay. Perfect. Very fast. Okay, now let's see what we need to know before we start to make operation. So this, in the next 15-20 minutes, I will explain everything what customer also need to do before he start making operations. Okay, the first, of course, this is the basic things, yeah. So you all know these things, but you need to select the machine. So I will not explain this. Now I will explain about defining the coordinate system. You need to understand that coordinate system by default, if you have multi-channel machine with the two spindles, he will automatically generate two coordinate system. This is good. It's very nice for the demo. Keep it in that way, no problem. For me, I don't like it. I always like to select everything. Why? I don't know. It's old school. So I will just use single Mac definition just because of you to understand why I create the Mac 2 in that position.
Pozisyonu atınca çünkü iki kanal makine çalışıyor diye. Demoda vesairede bu işe yarayan bir komut diyor. Ama ben çok bir sevmiyorum. Tek matematik, diğerlerini tek tek kendim tanıtmak istiyorum. Ki yani manuel yapmak daha bir kontrollü gibime geliyor diyor. O yüzden otomatik atacak. Sonra diğerlerini manuel gösterecek.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I will just keep the select face. I will say center of revolution face. And what I'm gonna do, I will select the largest diameter here. Why the largest diameter? The largest diameter, it is a must in order to create safety planes. If I select the smallest diameter, he will create the safety plane according to that smaller one, which can be sometimes mistake because you have the larger one that can make the crash. So always select the largest diameter on the pod. Okay. As you can see, the coordinate system here is pre-selected, and I like it. So I'll just click OK. Now what SolidCAM does, this is a pretty standard procedure. By default, he will rotate the part and create the stock and target envelope, okay? Now this is still that I keep as a default because targets will always be good generated. You can always make automatization based on that. Now the reason why I don't like the automatic also coordinate system definition is that I'm also making some Swiss type parts, and so this is different. Also Kuma parts, it's always different. So I don't like to keep it the automatic settings. Okay, still I didn't finish. As you can see, the coordinate system is still not defined. Well, it is, but if you want only to use main spindle. But SolidCAM knows that, hey, you have two spindles, so you should, if you're using, you should define the second mark. Now, you can see that this part, it's completely same on the main and the back spindle. But you will see that it's very, very different in definition of the operation. Okay, so whatever was on the main spindle, it will be completely different operation definition on the back spindle. This is normal, and everybody knows about it, and it's normal in Mazak programming. Yes. No, even this one I will have to check because I'm not sure that this has the B axis. If it has the B axis, it will not work for sure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, this is the MAC position for the main spindle, so I'll just go back in the coordinate system and I'll create another MAC for the back spindle. Make sure that you change this value over here. This is very important value. So just change it here to 2. You will know that the position will automatically be 1. And I'll click again on the largest diameter. Of course, because I click on the largest diameter, the coordinate system is still here. So I'll just change to the opposite. And the coordinate system will be in the position as shown. No. The z-axis on the Mazak, as it is on the main spindle, the same orientation is on the back spindle. So what you have to do here, you just need to rotate around the X. So to rotate it for 180 degrees. You can put here the value of on the X 180, but I more like to use this flip around X. It's a very nice option to put the same direction as it is on the main spindle. Okay, and I'll click OK. Now here I will get some data to show. This is just the start level. I like this way. This is only 3 millimeter of clearance. If you want, you can put 10. It's really up to you. But keep in mind that the tool start level and 2Z level, this is wrongly in SolidCAM. Okay, so be very careful to be the same. So keep the tool start level and 2Z level always the same. Then the simulation and the G code will be the same. I see many customers and post-processor developers, and they, my opinion, this is only CAM fault. This is not a customer fault or anybody else, but those two values are different. One will be based on the G code, and another one will show the simulation. For me, this is completely wrong. It should be exactly the same thing. Yeah. All right.
Abi makine simülasyonunu düzgün görmek için TUS'lar level neyse TUS'lar level'ın da aynı olması gerekiyor. Bunu SolidCAM'e bildirmişler otomatik yazsın diye ama şu anda manuel yapıyoruz. Tamam.
Now, okay. Accept. Accept. And now the stock. This is nothing so special. We defined as a cylinder, right 1 millimeter, left 1 millimeter. External, we will just keep 0.5 millimeters or maybe even 0. Yeah. Why I keep it 0? Because this is the bar. Okay, so this is the surface that I will not machine. Yeah. So I'll keep it 0. Now the very nice option that we have, and it's I think it's generated 2016. No, not too many people are using it, but it's very nice. It in the past we have here create 3D sketch, so he will create this very ugly stock. Exactly. So I don't like this one. I would like to remove this. I don't see the reason to keep this one. But here we have create 3D model. I'll create a 3D model. It looks very nice. Also, the envelope will be generated, and this is very nice option to have. I will really recommend it to use it always. And I'll click OK. As you can see, the 4 steps has been done. Now we can accept it and we can continue with the setup and the operations. But before, some of the things that also you need to know. Okay. Here what we have is the program number. Whatever program number you type here, the G code will be generated the same. So if you type 100, the file name of the G code will be 100 like this. This will be the file name. And in the header, we will have something like this. Program number. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to change it, you can change it here. Subroutine number, not important. Whatever you put, it will not affect anywhere. Very good. Machining data, I will skip this. And what is very important is machine options. Because it has a lot of parameters here, I'll click here and fly out window, which will allow me to see all the options. Now, where these parameters have influence, I will show you also later on when I generate the G code. Very, very nice options. But I will start with main spindle and back spindle. Mostly customer will never change this. It depends on the material of the part. It's the maximum constant speed surface speed, okay? It is when the customer used the turning and he clicked that he would like to make a constant speed surface. That's very nice. But what is happening if the tool goes to the X0? It means infinity speed, which machine cannot perform. So all mill turns and turning machine required to put on the Fanuc it's G50. This machine is G92, I think. You need to give him a limit of how much he can reach. So this is 1800. So for the steel, I think it's good. For aluminum, not. So you should keep to 2500 maybe for aluminum. So this is somewhere where a customer can change it. Okay. This option, don't write hongs. Customer make everything on the part, but he would like to touch for the G54 and he would like to touch for the G55, not automatically from the SolidCAM. I just lost audio settings. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll wait 5 seconds. Maybe my hardware, maybe my laptop. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah. Also. Okay, he's back. All right. This is the old way. Touch the part. Touch. Okay. Well, if you use here, yes, you need to understand that part transfer then cannot be 100% automatically, and the first part is done. He needs to clamp the part and to see maybe 1 millimeter more, less. I don't know. He needs to make some checking also. Yes. So the part transfer should be also make some corrections because we don't know where the G54 is. Yes. So for now, I like to keep the default is no. So everything will be generated automatically. Yes.
No dediğinizde her şeyi otomatik yapıyor. Makine seferini atıyor. Makine simülasyonunda çizdiğiniz gibi. Yese çekerseniz onu operatörün G24, G25'te çalışmasını müsaade edebiliyorsunuz ama her şey tabii ince ayar istiyor. G24'ün nerede olduğunu bilmediğiniz.
Yeah. With this, I would like to show you how, if you use these no settings, I would like to show you what is the new way of what everybody are using it. So I'll just open one documentation. I'll be very quick. Okay. Okay. So every machine, Mazak machine, has his home in the pivot point of rotation, as it is displayed over here. They didn't display the turret, yes, because it can be, but in the most of the cases it's here. So what you need to do, where is your part? You need to define the offset on the X and the Z. And they say mention here C axis rotation. You can also change the C axis coordinate system, yeah? This is very important. So this is the way how it will work if you say this no. If you say yes, you need to touch the part.
No dediğinizde makine merkezinden yes dediğinizde dokunduğunuz yerden çalışıyor. Olay bu.
Okay, good. Back to our part. Those two are an optional. It means would you like use G54 or maybe G54.1 P45, okay? So it means if I use yes here for the main spindle, for the back spindle, he will not generate G54, but he can generate anything according to the Mach number, okay? Okay, ignore tool position I and O. This is a little bit for the tool table, okay? When you define the tools, every tool needs to have defined the position letter or tool ID, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and so on, every tool. But Mazak don't have I and O available on the controller. But in SolidCAM, we cannot say I and O cannot be used. We can use it. So if you say here ignore, yes, you will not get any error message during the post-processor generation. Okay, this flag is not important. Mostly you will never achieve this. And this is G-code, a sub-program for the Mazatron. If you say yes, M99 will be generated at the end. Also the writing homes will not be generated. That's it. Okay. Generate the G-code, give it to the operator. Operator will put that in Mazatron, and he can use this program. And here you see I have splitted these options. It's the customer, part name, part number, revision. Whatever you type here, it will be printed in the header of the G code. That's it. Okay. No, of course you can use the Turkish letters, but it will be converted. Yeah. Okay. Now we are ready for the setup. I will click OK. And as you can see, I already have the setup. Yes. No, this is still setup, okay? We still didn't start with operations, not yet, okay? So what is now important is to create a setup. Now, before I jump into the setup, I will put my my fixtures, okay? So I'll go to insert, let's existing part. I'll go to training fixture 2017. This is back spindle, this is main spindle. I will open it. Here it is. Now simple made, nothing so special. Just I will assign it. And now it's very important where the customer will clamp the part. Now this is up to the customer, so it's for me that I don't know. It can be anywhere, but I will just keep this surface with I don't know this point maybe, yeah, and I'll save it. That's it. And I'll do the same thing for the back spindle. Okay. Now this surface I would like to keep until this point. Okay. Okay. Here it is. It's already done. Now the setup. So what the setup is, you need to understand that you have the part on the machine, but this part can be anywhere on the machine. So you need to say where the part is located on the machine. Is it on the main spindle? Is it on the back spindle? How much is the chuck? How much is the jaws? How much everything. This is the place where you need to define it. And all the G code home offset will be relative to the data that you insert here. Okay. Tamam. Okay. Perfect. So let's start with the main spindle and back spindle. So always start from left to right. Very simple. Okay. On the left we have here the main spindle, back spindle. So we need to select our home. For the main spindle, this is Mach 1. For the back spindle, it's Mach 2. Logical. Now the fixtures. Let's define some fixtures. Because we don't have it, by default, SolidCAM will generate automatic fixture. I turn that off just because of these reasons, okay? Just keep in mind these settings because in front of the customer, sometimes you don't want to look stupid. So you really don't want to have already defined some fixtures here if you're dealing with these kind of things. Okay, my clamping fixture, I'll just say main spindle fixture, yes. Defined as a chuck, no. It is a fixture 3D model. And I'll just select the model. And I would like to generate an envelope. Envelope, it's the 2D sketch, okay? That will help me. So I will just accept it. Now, why it will help me? It will help me when I define the turning operations. I roughly can see where the jaws are. It's very important in order to not make crash even before I just jump into simulation. Okay, as you can see here, I have it's defined. He defined the chuck. Okay, let's do the same thing on the back spindle. I would say back spindle fixture. Also, it is a 3D model. And I'll just select all 4 solids. And keep in mind that I will not click on generate envelope, okay? I'll just click OK. Now, if you forget to click on generate envelope here, you have a very nice option that I want to show you. It's, as you can see, I don't have now the geometry, but what you can do is do now right click, and here you have generate fixture envelope. So you can click it and he will generate envelope very fast. Okay, perfect. Any questions so far?
Soru soran.
Okay.
Mustafa orada mısın?
I thought another guy died. Okay, perfect. Now the new options in 2016 and 17, it's the to say where my part is. Do we start on main spindle or do we start in the back spindle? It's very important, because if I say here do it on back spindle, I cannot start definition of my part on the main spindle. Then he will tell me, okay, hey, your operation is on the main spindle, this is not possible. Okay, in this training I would keep on the main spindle. And now here we have some values. Machine setup, this is just for your short information in what will happen in 2018. We completely changed this. Why? It's much better, much nicer. It is for the Swiss type machines, of course. For the mill turn, X and Y shift should be locked. It should not be possible. We cannot shift the part. It has to be in the center of the C axis. So the X and Y shift should be always 0. The only shift that we have is the Z. So how we can know what is the Z shift? So I'll click on the machine preview. Very nice option. And as you can see, still I cannot see my part. Now, where's my part? Maybe if I just move it here, maybe I would be able to see it. It is inside the machine. So this point is the reference point of the main spindle. This is reference point on the back spindle. So it means if I want to move my part, I need to go Z positive value. This negative value. So let's see the effects. So I'll come over here and put 200. And another one, if I go okay, where is my stock? Now, of course, why 200? 200 is not correct. I just put 200 just you to see, but I could easily just put here 100 and minus 100 just to see that, just to feel what these values are. What are the correct values? Do a right click on the parameter, and here you will see here pick Z. It will allow you to select on the 3D model. As you can see, this dot, this is where my reference position is, 100. My reference position is this. Click and you will get the value. When you click OK, the value will automatically be here positive, even if there was negative, yes? But SolidCAM will automatically calculate. The same thing you can do with this. Pick Z. You can note that my Mac 2 position 1 is active, okay? And I'll click here. You can also click on our envelope. It's up to you, but I like to more prefer this. As you can see, 210.8. What is very nice, it's machine preview, it's very dynamic, so everything will be displayed correct. Now this is main spindle. Let's see for the back spindle. After I click OK, machine preview is the feature that I didn't see it at any CAM software. It's very powerful.
Bunu demoda kullanabilirsiniz. Bugüne kadar ben başka bir şeyde görmedim diyor. Yazılımda görmedim. Maçın preview sayfasını. Yaptığın gibi anında orada şey alıyorsun.
It allows you to check the state of the machine before or after some things, okay, some actions. It's very important in the MCO, also in operations, in tool definition, very important, okay. Okay, now once everything is done, you can just check it. Is everything correct as you want? That's it. With this, basically, if I click here exit and here click OK, we completely finished our setup and everything what we have to do before making the operations. Do you have any kind of questions? And I will recommend here to make some small break of the 10 minutes before we continue.
Önemli zaten kaydediyoruz. Setup kısmı bitti beyler. Zaten CAMPart'ın ana hepimiz biliyoruz. Aynalar önemliydi ve bunları fiksine nasıl çalışıyorduk onlar önemliydi. Bununla ilgili sorusu olan var mı? Bayram hocam? Tamamdır. Mustafa sende var mı?
Ya bende de yok açıkçası. Olursa bölerim.
Ya sen mikrofonu kapatsana. Mustafa şey kapatıyorum. Tamam seni göstereyim. Beyler tekrarlıyorum. İster ters olsun, ister ayna olsun kafanıza göre çizemiyorsunuz bunları. Biz oturduk ciddi önce makinenin flaşına dokunduk. Ondan sonra geldik aynaya dokunduk. Ondan sonra ayaklara dokunduk. Birebir çiziyorsunuz. Burada yaptığınız olduysa da direkt makine kodundaki zete yapacaktır. X'ten doğru çıkar ama zetleri oturtamıyorsanız bilin ki bu iki çizdiğiniz zımbırtıdan dolayı çıkmıyordur. Çünkü G4'ü görmüyor. If you work in SolidCAM style in the machine, for a 55 automatically directed zero.
Yes.
They have to take the picture for the settings. SolidCAM stiline yani şu vaziyette çalışacaksanız start'a bastığınız anda tezgahtaki G4 ve G25'i silecektir otomatikman. O yüzden operatörü onların bir kenara yazmasını söyleyebilirsiniz. Çünkü bizim başımıza geldi aynı parçanın setuplarıyla gülüyüm dediler. Aynı parçayı isteyin ki ayar değiştirmeyelim makinede. Eğer adama söylemeseydik G4 G25 bitmişti. Onu da tembihleyin yani. Gidip kendin ölçeceksin abi. Operatör anlamıyor bu işlerden. Aynısını ben sana şeyi gösteririm orada. Tezgahın başına geçince küçük bir video çekerim. Parmağımı takım yaparım size. Şuraya dokunup şuraya dokunacaksınız. Çizerken aslında ölçeceğiz. Ki düzgün zetleri alabilelim diye. Ve operatöre temizleyeceğiz. G4, G25'i yere yaz.